Hello, hopefully people can hear me okay. Let me just move this microphone a little bit. Turn this up. Just hopefully we're fine. There's a lot of reading going on.
Midway. Choose your track.
Hopefully people can hear me. Hopefully everything's looking alright. It's telling me that in the preview the video output's a little bit low. And hopefully y'all can hear me just fine. Let's see, okay. Ryan's here, Juan is here. Trying to see if I can get a few other people in. Yeah, Juan says hello, hello, hopefully you can hear me fine. Text if my sound levels are okay, leave a message if they're okay. And once I get a clear idea that we have some people in here, I'll start the festivities. Okay, looks like we're fluctuating between 1 and 3 people. I need to lower my voice a tad. Alright. Okay. So we got, looks like we got 2 people in here. It's kind of toggling back and forth between 2 and 3. Okay, so yeah, welcome to the stream. This is Midway Arcade Treasures 3. My voice is echoing here. Okay. Ryan says it's perfect. Good, that's what I want to hear. Tony Ballin is here. Hello, Tony. So this is Midway Arcade Treasures 3. This is requested by Juan Gomez, who's in the chat today. Thank you, Juan. I meant to do this recently. Some plans changed, but yeah. So I'm not entirely sure why Juan wanted it, but you know, I want to make people happy. I want to honor their requests. So this collection is a lot smaller than some of the other Midway collections. This one only contains racing games from Midway or stuff that they acquired from Williams Atari Games or Leland Corp. And I think we have like less than 8 or something here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9. So I think I'd be. Grant says you do requests. I mean, he voted on it. I think he was the only person to vote on it. I'm trying to get more financial incentive to requests via Patreon at the moment, but we'll see how that plays out. So yeah, hello. All right, Miscellaneous is here. Good to see you, Miscellaneous. Okay, so the games we have here are Super Off-Road Track Pack, Race Driving, Badlands, Stun Runner, San Francisco Rush the Rock, Off-Road Thunder, San Francisco Rush 2049, and Hydro Thunder. So I guess I'll leave some voting to you, but I'm gonna leave out Stun Runner and Race Driving because there's some frame rate issues with Stun Runner on this collection, and Race Driving is just really hard to play without the actual arcade setup. So I guess I'm leaning towards Super Off-Road Track Pack, Badlands, Rush the Rock, Off-Road Thunder, and Hydro Thunder. Juan, I really wanted Hydro Thunder. Juan wants every game in chronological order. You know, I might be willing to accept that because at least we'll have a pattern. And I wanted to do this for about 2 hours tonight, perhaps, and that should be enough time to cover this. Because there's not a whole, in some cases, there's not a whole hell of a lot to talk about, or just you talk about things as they happen. But that's also, I'll leave that as a possibility. But you know, I'll give you guys a minute or two to, you know, what if you want some of the choices I laid out, or if you like Juan's idea, and we do every game in chronological order. Mute the microphone. I'll come back in like let's say 3 or 5 minutes.
Midway. Choose your track.
Let's see. We got 3 for chronological order. I think. I guess. That would be our democracy in action. Okay, I guess I'll start off with, okay, yeah, okay, we'll do it in chronological order. Hello, Mr. Top 10 List. Good to see you. Good to see you. Juan is pointing out that the extra content is just a trailer for an Ed Netty game that I cannot show for copyright clement reasons. Okay, so everything here is actually listed in chronological order, except for some reason they swapped out Super Off-Road and Off-Road Track Pack. I'm not sure why, but we'll start off with Off-Road, Super Off-Road. Now, this is an edited and censored version of a game called Iron Man Ivan's Super Off-Road. In subsequent releases, they had to remove Iron Man Ivan because, you know, likeness issues. So it was replaced with some generic stunt racer guy. But in the past, I've streamed RC Pro-Am very poorly, and it's very similar to this. This is very similar to Sprint by Atari Games, and that it's a bird's eye view isometric driving game. And I got a chance to see one of these machines recently, and also Sprint at Houston Arcade Expo, which was really cool. So miscellaneous is always a problem with likeness. Name, I'm gonna go with ass because you can't write that anymore, and that's cool. So birth date, let's go with June 4th instead of July 4th. And I'll be born in the 50s, because why not? And now, what should my nationality be? In the arcade, this control with steering wheel controls. Miscellaneous says os, should be os. You can only, oh, well, I timed out. Okay, time to go. And I am the red car. Crap. And this is one of those games where it's all or nothing. You have to... You have to get first place or else you rank out. Alright, yep. I'm doing it. If you saw Mr. Top 10 List videos about reckless drivers, we used some footage from this game here. Alright, gotta beat out the Iron Man. Okay, so far so good. Wonder if anybody has had any experiences with this game or games like this. Ah, crapola. For the record, I have my TV turned all the way down because this collection is very loud in general. Okay, that was pretty close. Grant says phenomenal voice cast. I don't know what we're talking about. Let's see, miscellaneous. Let's see here. Juan wants to know, is the console version 4-player? No, it is not. The original arcade game was a 3-player. The 4th car slot is AI. The game, much like the Sprint games, can only run when there's a computer going. It's a way the game keeps track of time. Miscellaneous talks about Midway as an arcade company. Midway no longer is in business. This game was originally made by Leland Corp, but it was one of Midway's acquisitions. So I'm going to increase my nitro with my prize money. And I'll blow the wad and increase my tires. Yeah, Midway is probably most famous for Mortal Kombat and Rampage. For those of you keeping track at home, I'm the red car. James Rolfe, Mike Matei, and Pat the NES Punk a long time ago on James and Mike Mondays, they played the NES version of this. Which I think Pat the NES Punk was the only one having any fun. So I think these games are kind of neat. It is really cool to see the arcade machines, but I think in some ways just making a game like this, you can't really do it anymore. This gets away with it due to some grandfather clause. And I will check messages after this race because you should not text and drive at the same time. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Juan points out that Midway's arcade games are now owned by Warner Brothers, which is related to Cartoon Network. We have this joke here that the conversations always tend to come back to Cartoon Network, and I guess it's true. Yeah, it is true. After Midway, after the fall of Midway, Warner Brothers Interactive, they picked up the rights to all their games. So all the Midway stuff is now published by Warner Brothers Interactive. Grant says, no fair, I always get to be a red. Well, because I'm player one. Miscellaneous points out that a lot of these companies go down, sadly. It's just, with Midway, there was some overspending and bad money management going on. So it seems like such a cliche to mention bad business, but it's also the truth. Grant wants to know, why does the car horn sound like Squidward yawning? This game predates SpongeBob by 10 years. And Miscellaneous also points out that I got to lap the yellow car. That's kind of funny. So, do any of you guys have experience playing games like this, or possibly RC Pro-Am, which is very similar to this game in comparison? I think I like this better than RC Pro-Am, honestly. RC Pro-Am was on NES. It was also recollected as part of Rare Replay on Xbox One. I'm not at Nitro. I gotta tread very carefully here. I say tread, it's a tire joke. Alright, 2 Nitros. Good, good. I'd say if it weren't for the Nitros, I don't think this game would be, it would feel fair. Alright. There we go. Nice mid-air jump. Let's see. Juan says that he doesn't think Ed, Edd n Eddy aged well. You know, I loved it when I was a kid. And the sound effects are really funny. And I'll just leave it at that. Let's see. Grant says that IMDb Crudger's Roger Bumpass as the car horn. But anybody could edit IMDb, including you. And let's start the next race. I'm not doing too bad. This music now reminds me of Kirby, and already Iron Man is having a good start. And you know I'm not talking about Tony Stark. Crap. Yeah, Iron Man's doing circles around me. Damn it. In order to keep up the pace, if I get a game over, I'll move on to Track Pack after this, unfortunately. But this is the best I've done at this game in a while. This game can be pretty tricky, but it's not looking good for me. Okay, I'm getting a bit of a speed advantage. Ah, no. Oh well. Yeah, just with these games, it's all or nothing. If you don't get first place, it's game over. We'll do Track Pack next. Track Pack is essentially the same game with more levels. I think I like the level design in Track Pack a little bit better. Super Off-Road Track Pack. Before DLC, we had Track Packs. It kind of reminds me of something they had in Japan was F-Zero X expansion kit. Never released in the US. Really too bad. Juan points out that Captain Marvel comes out this week. I may or may not see it. It all depends on one of my friends' availability. So I get to be a Doom Buggy or the pickup. I'll be the Doom Buggy. And I'll call myself Bob. Miscellaneous points out that DLC is a Track Pack, yeah. I believe they sell this as upgrade kits for the arcade machines. But, I mean, it's essentially old school DLC. And I'll be May 5th, which is somebody in this chat's birthday. And I'll be British this time around. One says like Bob's Burgers? What? I don't get it. And just let me know if the sound, not the sound. Well, we confirmed the sound earlier. If the audio sounds fine, everybody. That stuff is important to me. Okay. Ooh, that's not good. Good, good. Let's see here. Juan says I came up with the idea of a card painter manga artist. Something about fog. Sounds like the manga guy from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4. And Miscellaneous is congratulating me on me lapping people. Yeah, that's always good. Ugh. Already off to a bad start. Alright, better. Ugh. Alright, one more lap to go. Whew, that was close. Let's see. Juan says part 5 of JoJo's came out last year and is talking about something about Biggie Smalls. He's actually one of the stands. I wonder how they're going to change that in the English version. See, I need more nitro. Need lots of nitro. Let's boost up them tires. Oh no, that's not good. Crap. Nope, no. Oh no, that's awful. You have to follow the circuit or it doesn't count as completing a lap. So I honestly think that's going to be it for me. Unfortunately, once you get so far ahead, it's just not, you're not capable of winning. Damn it. No, oh my god. Yeah, I can see it, Iron Man. Oh well. That will be it for off-road today. Our next game is going to be, let's see. I'll show it just for you, but I'm honestly really terrible at this. This is one of those games that is very hard to get from the arcade into the home, because the arcade machine relied heavily on the steering wheel and clutch controls, and I'm playing this with a GameCube controller. But, excuse me. But this here is Race Driving by Atari Games, and it's the sequel to Hard Driving. It's essentially an updated version of the game. Juan says, you know, I'm a memory card. You don't have little kids. We used to say, you lucky people with your son 41. I have no idea. No clue, man. Okay, clutch, steering. So I'm just not good at this. This isn't gonna last long, but maybe you can be amazed at the polygon graphics from 1989, and the wipeouts are funny at least, but this isn't gonna last long. Juan says back then you save with a memory card. I don't mind memory cards. All right, I'm gonna drive the. Oh, it doesn't give us much of a choice here. Let's just go with this. Yeah, Rant's right. I always get to be the red car. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Race Driving by Atari Games. Oh, no. And that's a disqualification. Okay. Seeing somebody who's actually good at this is very admirable. And I see somebody who can actually play this game. But yeah, I will give them... I mean, this game came out in 1989 and was coming out with graphics like these. Reminds me of Reboot. Almost. And I think... Oh, okay. That was very close. Slanus points out that the graphics are pretty good for the time. Yeah, not too bad. Reboot. Around the loop-de-loop here. Running very low on time. Almost at the checkpoint. And unfortunately, I time out. Oh well. I'll try another track, just for the hell of it. I expect there to be some crashing. I'll try a different car. What's going on here? I want to try to play this a little bit more just to demonstrate it, but I don't understand what went on there. Again, the controls just don't really translate very well from the arcade to a GameCube controller. Furthermore, I'm bad at the game. So I'll stick with the car I usually use in that case. Yeah, Juan, I didn't know hard driving was on Game Boy. Too bad they didn't put Road Blasters on this collection. But Road Blasters is already in Midway. Arcade Treasures 1. That would have gone well with the driving theme. How am I off-road? I'm on a road over there. I guess it's off course. There is a hard driving or hard racing game on Genesis, and it doesn't look very good. Wow. I get a lap, but I spend half of it off off road. Here's your off-road Thunder. She said that wasn't a lot of added time. It really isn't. Yeah, I wasn't too right. Okay, we'll do some car crashes now. We'll reset it. Juan says, yeah, the third Midway arcade trilogy. They have the beginning and the second game 90, and this one posted all the racing games. I'm really not sure what you're trying to say, Juan. This collection is just driving games. That's all that we got on here. I'll show some crashes and then I'll move on to Badlands. If you haven't already, remember to thumb up the stream. I would really appreciate it. Juan said that this is his favorite of the Midway Treasures trilogy. Cool, cool. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let me know if your DMV had this game. Barn. So cliche. There we go. That's what we came here to say. Miscellaneous says the DMV would have a field day. I think it would be cool if a VMD had this. Yeah, the crash graphics are so funny. I like how just both cars explode. You can only take one hit. just get pushed back like that. And that's mostly the enjoyment I get out of this game on this collection. Pretty revolutionary from a graphical standpoint, but it without the actual machine to play it on, it's just something's missing. We'll move on to Badlands next. Now, Badlands is another game originally by Atari Games on this collection, and this is actually the third Super Sprint game. If you look up Championship Sprint or Super Sprint, this is I believe this is the sequel to Champion to one of them, and the idea is that it's Sprint in a post-apocalyptic future. So it's another bird's eye view driving game. But this one has vehicular combat. It's Sprint, but you attack and destroy the other cars. So that makes this one a little bit more involved for me. I think we actually get the story here. So maybe I'll let the story play out. Miscellaneous says that racing with post-apocalyptic can't even talk right. Racing with post-apocalyptic, damn it. Racing with post-apocalyptic theme and weapons sounds like wholesome fun to me. It really pushes that E rating. Juan says that this game is basically Mad Max Fury Road. In a matter of speaking, yes. And I'm actually the blue car this time. Oh no, I'm already off to a bad start. Much like Super Off-Road, damn. First place or nothing. First place is the only thing that matters. Damn. Alright, last lap, come on. That was close. That was pretty close. Wow. So let's see. I would like some missiles, and can I afford anything else? I don't think I can afford anything else. I can afford missiles and turbo. So yeah, follow the path or the lap doesn't count. Pretty simple track overall. It is a bit odd to try to go back to some of these racing games and see when you can see the entire course in a bird's eye view. Let's see. Juan says tomorrow we can't eat meat. Are you Catholic or something? Ay. Damn, that red car's out like a bat out of hell. Jeez. Ugh. Now I think that jerk already lapped me. Yeah. Let's see. Miscellaneous says, reminds me of the minigame in Mario Party slot car races. But you can follow past the slot car derby. Judgment Meter's here. Hello, Judgment Meter. That was a surprise. Nice to see you, Judgy. She says that she doesn't think she drove the car from this one. No, you drove the car from Super Off-Road, which I actually did earlier this stream. And I can send you the replay. We'll move on to the next race, even though I got a game over. Or maybe this is the first race. I don't remember. I kind of stopped paying attention to the road, which isn't very smart. But yeah, Judgment Meter. This is Midway Arcade Treasures 3. And the gimmick of this collection is that every single game is a driving game from Midway or one of its acquisitions. So lots of crazy driving adventures here. And we're playing Badlands, the sequel to the Sprint games. It's a much more violent version of Sprint in a post-apocalyptic setting. So good to see you here, Judgment Meter. Juan says tomorrow's Ash Wednesday. I don't know, I didn't take that into consideration. I think the only thing in the I'm not really religious anymore. I think the only thing in the calendar that I just really thought about was the fact that Sundays spring forward, which I hate. So we'll do one more run of Badlands. We'll see how far I can get, and then I'll move on. I think Stun Runner, which I consider to be kind of compromised, but we might be able to get a little bit far nonetheless. It's not the best version of Stun Runner out there. I guess similar to how there's some performance issues with race driving. Good. Mr. Top 10 List wants to know if she got her fictional cartoon license yet. I thought we haven't decided if she's a real person or a cartoon! Oh boy. This volcano course was giving me some trouble last time. Yeah, that red car needs to get out of the way. Oh no, that's not good. Ugh. Oh no. Well, I don't think I'm gonna recover from this fumble. Damn it. The thing about this game is even when you lose, you still go forward as long as you put coins in the machine. So it is a plot to... Yeah, I'm out. And by the way, I guess it's not too controversial to say, Mr. Top 10 List's recent video, which I was involved in to some degree, and so were two of my other friends, Marcel, and an individual who calls himself, excuse me, Derek Battleship, were involved in Mr. Top 10 List's recent videos. Mr. Top 10 List's recent video was recently featured on Event Hubs. And if you don't know why that's a big deal, Event Hubs is one of the biggest fighting game forums. No, I drove into a wall. On the internet. So it's a really nice outlet for attention, because God knows we all want attention. No, wants for kids. We need attention. Oh, I hate that underpass. Gotta blast the green car. Get out of my way. I'm amazed I made up for that. Alright, last lap. The white flag is out. If you've played Sprint or have seen game footage of Sprint, a lot of these sound effects are taken from the Sprint games. Mr. Top 10 List says, we may be posting some bonus content like casual podcast-like conversations. Interesting. Juan says, you know about the YouTube Kids debacle? I'm assuming you mean when people were putting images of children on YouTube without permission, and that is not good. Yeah, blow them up. No. Okay. This track is a little tricky. And yeah, for the record, guys, I'm in the blue car, if you're paying attention at home. Alright, let's get through that gate. Ugh. The white flag is out. Okay, alright. And... yeah, I lapped him. Cool. Mr. Top 10 List says something... no, Mr. Top 10 List. Juan says something about family-friendly videos... and convert credit to 9 wrenches. I'm gonna keep playing until I lose, and then we'll move on to Stun Runner. I think we're good. Oh, this level's awful. Damn it. Yeah, I think I've already lost. Essentially. You have to go over the destroy part of the road with a certain speed, or else you get a game over. And the white flag's already out. That's not good for me. Ugh. I might as well raise a white flag at this point. Yeah, I will. That's Badlands. Hopefully you got some interest in that. Let's see. Mr. Top 10 List says that Negative X wants to do top 10 anime portrayals for April Fools. Yeah, I wonder if he's preemptively making an April Fool's joke here. We'll see. Okay, next up is Stun Runner from Atari Games. Now, Stun Runner, much like Car Driving, is just another game that really seems to be ahead of its time. But unfortunately, this collection, there's some issues with maintaining the frame rate. So they don't, it doesn't run the way it should. And it's really too bad, because this game had 3D graphics that were just unlike anything at the time. And I think, me personally, I've never heard any proof of this from Nintendo. I think this might have been an influence for F-Zero X and F-Zero GX, if you were to look at it. But just the speed is not right. That was the demo. Here's the actual game. We're only going to do this for a little bit. So it's a little frustrating that just the frame rate is choppy. It's either too fast or too slow. And I don't know how to correct the issue.
You have completed level 1.
Let's see. Juan wants top 10 anime portrayals. Referencing Sailor Neptune. I think a few people might enjoy a reference to Sailor Neptune, regardless of it being good or bad. Miscellaneous says that she can see why she thinks people might think F-Zero might have been inspired by this. Yeah, really just an underrepresented game. Oh yeah, and you can shoot the other vehicles too. I mean, just with this tube racing, this action in the tube. It does remind me of another F-Zero like game that came out after F-Zero called Tube Slider for GameCube, which Pat O'Malley has been asking me for about 2 years to review, and it's really pricey. It's like $50, man. I see some messages. I'll get them after the course, because, you know, texting and driving bad. And I ran out of time, unfortunately. I'll give it another run. But yeah, just the frame rate, it does not perform the way it's supposed to. Juan says that his favorite game, I'm assuming he means that his favorite Midway games are Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 and Hydro Thunder. Yeah, see that frame drop there? That's awful. Ugh. But the game sounds cool. It looks pretty neat. Han says, don't forget Bubble. Bubble Bobble? That's not a Midway game. That's a Taito game. I have 5 seconds left or it's all over. It's all over by the time.
You have completed
Wow.
2.
Less than a second. Ryan says, catch you later. Have a good stream. Okay. This will be going on for probably another 70 minutes or so. But thanks for stopping by. Armored drone is indestructible. Whoa. So miscellaneous says I made it. Thank you. Whoa. Juan, I'm almost out of time here. Wow. Wow. That was another 0-second win. Juan says he's not a fan of Sony Funimation, but he does like Hellsing Ultimate. Did they dub it Funimation? Yeah, I think they got Johnny Youngbosch back for that, but I think everybody else got replaced. These are some real nick of time wins here. I love nick of time wins. Oh, it's so choppy. That's bad. Well, yeah, if Judgment Meter is still there, I would definitely like to collaborate with her again. I had a lot of fun with the AryaWare anime video. And I think time might be too tight for the video coming up that's relevant for the 1st of next month. Hint, hint. I would still... Actually, no, there's something I'll need to talk to Mr. Top 10 List later about. And I have 3 seconds left, and I think this is the end for me. For real this time. But I would like to do some more collaborations. How am I still moving if I'm out of time? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, there we go. I think there's something wrong with the clocking and the frame rate and stuff. Anyways, just not the best representation of Stun Runner, unfortunately. Look for the arcade version when you can. Just the frame rate is very poor. Next up is going to be San Francisco Rush to Rock. This is an updated version of San Francisco Rush by Atari Games and Midway. And I think this is the Dreamcast version? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, she's still there. She wants to do her Kissimmee fact one day. You'll need to talk to me later. Later. Clearly. Alright, let's see here. For some reason they don't have the original version of San Francisco Rush, but you know, here we go. This game is very loud. I mean, what can you say? It's a racing game and it's in San Francisco and it's made by Atari Games. One of Ed Logg worked on this. Ed Logg, who designed Gauntlet. Juan says skip ahead to the 90. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, we skip 5 years in between games Because the previous game, Stun Runner, was made in the 80s. It's what The Rock is cooking. And this is the first one of these to actually support Rumble. I felt that when I crashed into that wall. Alright, let's gear up. There's no boost or anything. This game is about just driving at ludicrous speeds, and everything's based on San Francisco and don't lose. That's about as far as it goes. I'm normally pretty fun at games like this, but just the controls being a bit odd. I didn't really have any time to acclimate into it, but we'll see what happens. There's a San Francisco Rush arcade machine not too far from me, actually. The San Francisco 2049, I should clarify. But yeah, Joji, talk to me. Talk to me later. We'll see what we can do. Sounds good in any case. She says it. Miscellaneous says it looks pretty floaty. Yeah, the physics are pretty silly, and actually, the reason why I flew there is because I respawned. Yeah. I also respawned right there too as well. I'm not winning remotely in the slightest. Car floaties. What is this? Virtual Fighter? So the physics are a bit nutty and the game is very hard. Will honestly say that I probably prefer 2049 to this. Oh boy. Wow. Let's try again. Juan says, we're missing NBA Jam. I own it, but we're not playing that today. I only do one console per stream these days to prevent any kind of anything going out of whack, aka going out of sync. We could probably do that later this year, but that's not really on my agenda at this point. Oh boy. I'd like to do better this time around. Okay, 7 out of 8. That's better. It's still an F. Miscellaneous says, oh gosh, that crash. Any experiences with this or San Francisco Rush 2049? Because I feel like they were fairly popular in the 90s, and then they just kind of went by the wayside. I guess, you know, the problem is because, you know, Midway went bankrupt. Let's see. Miscellaneous says that 7 out of 8 is an F+. Actually, it's 1 out of 8 because I'm in 7th. Wow, who cares? It's not good. Okay, 6 out of 8. We're doing better. I don't know what the difference between an F+ and an F- is. I guess an F- would be a 0. Oh boy. Mr. Top 10 List says that he stuck the landing. I'm assuming that's in reference to one of my crashes, so thank you for your compliment. Oh no. Okay. No, they're the game respawned me there. If you're wondering what that was. Damn, back to last place. Oh, well. I want to give it one more attempt, but then I'll probably move on to the next one. I admittedly like 2049 much better than this. And you know I'm not talking about Blade Runner. Let's see, Juan says Midway Arcade Classics 2. What's the flavor today? We're playing Midway Arcade Classics 3 today, man. We can try 2 another time. I really wish Mr. Top 10 List was physically here with me right now, because I would like to play Midway Arcade Classics too with him. Me and Sam were gonna do that at one point, but I think that might have been when Sam got pneumonia, so I'm not sure. He will be joining me very soon. Okay, we're doing a lot better. I'm doing a lot better. You're not. You guys aren't getting any of the credit. Sam's gonna be joining me sometime pretty soon, so we're gonna try to do either Smash Brothers Ultimate or Fighters, preferably both. So hopefully he'll be in good health the next time I see him. There's the big jump. Ooh. Oh man. Really thought I was gonna have second place here. I really don't know if this is one of those racing games where you have to get first place or not to move on, because I only get first place or I just time out anytime I play this one in particular. Oh, damn. And I've only gotten first place a few times. Ever. She says goodness, so... yeah, that might have ruined everything, unfortunately. Crapola. Juan is talking about the Dragon Ball Blu-ray petition. We mentioned that in a previous stream. I think it was Saturday's stream. I mean, if you want it, go sign up and pledge for it. I can't do that at the moment. Definitely let Funimation know if you want it. Yeah, I don't know how fair the AI is in this game. Sometimes in racing games the AI cannot be fair. That was pretty crazy. That was nutty too. Car in front of me blew up and then I got hit from behind. Give me a little speed boost. Top 10 list would also watch Judgment Meter, the movie. What is that in reference to? Or are you just saying that off the cuff? Did I time out? Okay. No, I got 15 seconds left. 15 good seconds left. You gotta be kidding me. I'm all the way behind. She is. Wow, wow. Nah, it's game over. Timeout. Let's see here. Juan knows Barbie fighting game, something about poison powder. You know, the only correlation I get here is that Sango says poison powder, and Sango was voiced by Kelly Sheridan, who also voiced Barbie. That's the only correlation I got from any of that. Everything else was just a big miasma of confusion. Okay. That's Rush the Rock. I'm not good at it. I don't even know if it's good or not. I'm much better at Rush 2049. We'll get to that soon. Next up is Off-Road Thunder, which I remember being at quite a few arcades when I was in the 90s. This game looks very trashy on the surface, but I think it's pretty fun. I think at one point I considered this my favorite in the collection. Juan said yes for the inside joke. Okay. So we're on the same page to a certain degree.
What you wanna play? Rally. Where you wanna race? Double barrel. What you wanna ride? Snake eye. Sticker on a
And this is a successor to Super Off-Road, which I was playing earlier. It's the sequel to it, but it's a little bit more modern.
your engine.
And Midway games in the late 90s looked a lot like this. I'm not sure what to say. I don't know about Mortal Kombat 4. Mr. Top 10 list, you'll have to chime in a bit for further clarification. No, go forward, go forward. Okay. Let's try again. That was a very poor start. Miscellaneous says, yeah, announcer, so enthusiastic. Yeah, lots of shouting going on.
You wanna play? Rally. Where you wanna race?
It's like a trailer park announcer voice.
Battle. Sticker automatic.
Let's try this one more time. By the way, if you haven't already, remember to thumbs up the stream. It like helps and stuff. She already thumbed it. Good, good, good. Already off to not that great of a start, but the AI here just seems less unfair. We'll see where it goes. I guess I kind of raged quite earlier, but let's give it a college try this time. No. No. Damn, I missed the nitro. So Juan, you really like Hydro Thunder, huh? Juan says another 2 weeks will be at the end of the Heisei era. What does that mean? Nishita says he wants to know why does it say that only one person is watching when there are clearly more here. I have no idea. Maybe they're not active on the page. I really don't know. He says we're getting a new leader in Japan. Are you from Japan? Are you talking about the Prime Minister or the Emperor? Okay, 6th place, better. Final lap. Oh boy. I just feel this game has a very totally radical 90s vibe to it. Radical 90s! Okay, I got up to 3rd place. That's good. Let's see. Miscellaneous says, that's right. The Japanese Emperor stepping down. I'll be MMA. Because I just think that's funny. Let's see. She says that the Japanese Emperor is stepping down, ending the Heisei era. Juan says steamed ham, steamed clam. I thought we were having steamed clams though. So you're gonna have to, you know, which one are we having? Wow, this game is all or nothing. Does not let you continue unless you rank first.
Where you want to race? Double barrel. What you want to ride? Snake eye. Sticker automatic. Automatic. Start your engine.
I almost nailed that one. Judgment Meter says Aurora Borealis. There might be some... No, wait, Arctic Thunder is not in this collection. Never mind. Darn it. Has anybody played this one in the arcade? Because this one was in a few arcades, and I had fun with it. I mean, it's fun to discover new games, but it's also fun to relive stuff that you never thought you'd have in your own home. But this one, and I know there was another updated version of Off-Road that Midway made, but I can't remember the name for the life of me. I think it was on Dreamcast as well. I'll check comments in a moment because I don't want to text and drive. Sorry if that joke is getting old. Second place, cool. Gotta get some nitro. Gotta get some NOS, like the Fast and the Furious movies. Alright, first place, good, good, good. No! It stole it from me. Okay. Second, okay, that was better. Let's see. May I see it? No. Yeah. Juan wants a Midway Arcade Trilogy review. I feel like watching me play these streams is about the closest to a review as you can get. I will be covering the companies that made the games and videos. If you've read some of my articles, I've written an article about Atari Games Corp, which was the successor to the old Atari Arcade Corporation, and Atari Coin. And they were bought by Midway, and Midway got all their games, which is why some games by Atari Games, like Race Driving and Badlands, and Sprint, Vindicators, and Primal Fury are on these collections. I have one for Atari Games and one for Williams. I feel like those are about as close to reviews as you can get. Either that or just me playing this and talking about it right here. Because these are just very simple arcade games, and there's not a whole hell of a lot to go with. One says you're having fun. I am having fun. I hope you're having fun, too. I hope you're all having fun. Miscellaneous says that with the Japanese emperor, this will be the first time in history that the new emperor will succeed by his father retiring rather than death. That's nice. I like it when there's succession without dying. That's so barbaric. Okay. She's having fun. We're all having fun. I'm Squidward. Okay, next up will be San Francisco Rush 2049. Not to be confused with Blade Runner 2049, which I like this a lot better than the other one on this collection. And I believe this one, yeah, it says there, right there, the copyright information. I believe this one was developed around the time Atari Games Corp was being restructured as Midway Games West. So, definitely when they were on their last legs. You're a Squidward? Meow. That's it, I'm out of here. Okay. Whoa, what a great audience. I might be doing this once more this week, just a heads up. And I believe this is actually based on the Dreamcast version of this game, and not the arcade version. So I'm not 100% sure what the differences are. So let's see. Paint job. Oh, that looks so tacky. I love it. Ported for the Sega Dreamcast. Yeah, I know this version here is based on the Dreamcast version. But I'm not sure what are the differences between this and the arcade version. I don't really know what hardware the original one ran on. We're already at a major disadvantage. This stinks. Yeah, I guess I should gear up. But yeah, it's really hard to describe because I'm playing it and you're not. But the controls just feel a lot better. They feel like I'm in control of the car a little bit more. It feels a little bit less, I guess, loose. Still hate the fact that I'm behind. But we can do that. Yeah. That's part of the game. Looks like Yoshi green. Don't say the Yoshi word. You'll encourage somebody to talk about something that I don't want to hear about. Alright, we'll just get our system. Yoshi committed tax fraud. I don't get it. I finally got my tax work in order. That was... I was getting really nervous about that, so... I'm glad that's in order. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, and... non-binary gendered people and other... Get your taxes done. She says, derp, sorry. No, it's... You have nothing to be ashamed of. It's my shame. It's my curse. Alright, we'll check comments in a moment, because I really should be paying attention to the road. So had anybody played this in the arcade? Like I'm not entirely sure about the first one, but I think this game is still fairly popular. I still see it in quite a few arcades these days. San Francisco Rush 2049. Final lap, and I'm dead last. Miscellaneous says not her. Let's just restart. There we go. Much better. They all pass me. That's just wonderful. Well, I'm really far behind. Was this the game I was the reckless driver in? What a troublemaker. I'll at least pass this guy. Where did I go wrong? Yeah, I feel like my only real accomplishment here is that I made not last place. This is kind of a bummer. It's not doing too bad earlier. I'm not gonna bother. Let's try a different track. See if I have any better luck with that, or maybe a different car. The Hyatt. Height. And nothing beats the tried and true Formula One, I guess. And this thing looks like a damn Hot Wheel. Although that may or may not be an insult. Let's see if we can change that color. Oh yeah, that looks like a Hot Wheel. These designs are so impractical, I love it. Yep. If you're gonna pick a Formula One racer, it better look like a toy. Juan is talking about Silver Gunner and Blue Jeans. I don't know what any of that means. I know who Silver Gunner is. I also know the parody account, but I don't know what Blue Jeans has to do with anything. Hyatt Regency is sticking her tongue out at me. Yeah, I'm mispronouncing it on purpose. I guess it's the San Francisco Heights. Wonder if that's a typo. Bad joke, bad joke. What about you guys? What are some of your favorite racing games while we're on this subject? Because, you know, I mean, this isn't necessarily a favorite of mine. I have a certain degree of admiration for it. I'm not very good, but I always like to try to give some things that exposure that are off the beaten path. I also try to create conversations with y'all. So what are some ones you like? Like, for me, I really like Outrun by Sega and the original F-Zeros. Like, I think if I didn't feel that the AI was so busted, I might rank this one a bit higher. But I feel like they have an unfair advantage, man. I mean, I just don't know the game well enough. Oh, come on. Oh, that's not cool. Alright, I'll check comments in a moment. It's even worse than last time. No, I don't think I'll ever catch up. Honestly. Let's try again. Let's see. Mr. Tuck, Juan says Mario Kart, Burnout, and Underground 2. Burnout Underground 2. Which Mario Kart? Mr. Tuck says Cubics, Racing Robots because it's what he had and it was fine, I guess. You should play Super Mario Kart because they give you a means to play it. I like to know what you think. I don't. Well, actually, we did play it together. Miss Laney says, besides Mario Kart, yeah, there's other racing games besides Mario Kart, Miss. She loved Mario Kart Double Dash. It was pretty fun. She also likes Diddy Kong Racing, but didn't think it aged too well. See, I think it mostly holds up aside from there's some bad performance issues when you do multiplayer. Every other player affects the frame rate is a issue. But the single player mode's pretty good. There we go, building up that speed. I liked Ridge Racer quite a bit when I was younger. I actually got Ridge Racer Type 4 again recently, and I find the AI in that game to be really just mean. I don't know if it's just me. The aggravating thing is that I love the tracks. I absolutely love the tracks on the cars. I also like Gran Turismo 4 a lot. I hear people praise 3 and 5 a lot. I don't know about 6, but I think 4. Okay, I can't say it's underrated too much because the game is a bestseller. Well, I don't really hear people talk about 4. I like Gran Turismo 4 the best out of that series. A few people wanted me to stream that, but there's some music issues with that game. I'll get to comments when I'm done with this race. I'm probably just going to move on to Hydro Thunder afterwards, because I'm just not playing very well. Oh! Okay. It's really afraid I'm going to hit that tree there. The car just zooms past me. I'm going like 200 miles an hour. What the hell? Yeah, I don't see this ending well, unfortunately. Juan, since you recommended this, you seem to like it. You have any tips for me? I just feel like I'm missing out on something here. I really wish Dark Battleship would be here, because he's actually really fond of Midway games and made me aware of some cheapness in them and how to get around them. Yeah, I mean, at this rate, I'll be happy if I get higher than not last place. No! Just it whizzed past me again. Damn it. Damnation. Speaking of reckless driving, if Judgment Meter and Mr. Top 10 List are still there, the girl from the episode of Ranma, her name was either Rinku or Ringu, not Nameless Driver Girl. There's a non sequitur for you. Yeah, I feel like I could use a little bit of advice here. We have about 20 minutes left in the stream. We'll probably devote them to Hydro Thunder. And that's the Mr. Top 10 List says that he looked her up on the wiki and thought it was funnier to call her Racer Chick. Yeah, Miscellaneous, says my seconds my notion about how the other car is just a cheating bastard. Let's see. She says that while not a racing game, she liked 1080 snowboarding. I definitely like 1080 snowboarding for the tricks. They were cool. That game is definitely you have to be good at it. You have to land your stuff right. Excuse me, or the game will punish you. I think I had a little bit more fun with Avalanche on GameCube personally, but the N64 one isn't bad. I don't own it because that one has a battery backup, and those batteries will fail over time. And speaking of snowboarding games, I also enjoyed SSX and SSX Tricky a lot. I think it's too bad EA dropped the ball with that series. They dropped the ball with a bunch of things. Juan says, "Be good." Probably. Check your speed. Miscellaneous says, "Tenny was very technical with those tricks." Which one? I feel like the N64 one more so. I feel like I had more control in the GameCube one, honestly.
Hydro Thunder.
Avalanche was fun too. Let's see where we go. I had a lot of fun with the Midway game, Arctic Thunder, which is part of this series.
Choose your boat. Midway.
This boat is called Midway. This game was made by Midway.
3, 2, 1, go, go, go! Time extended.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, anybody play Hydro Thunder or Arctic Thunder? This is another one I had seen at quite a few arcades. Even up until this day. Although I think I see Arctic Thunder a bit more. Final lap. Be nice if I could get higher than 5th place. Oh man. By the way, if nobody noticed my tweets, every single Software Agent stream is now is it unlisted? It's in a playlist.
Time running low. Great time. You placed 4th.
I mean, let's see. Miscellaneous says Midway boat and a Midway game, currently midway through the race. Subtle. Juan says ACOG Midway the boat, made by Midway. Get the joke? Here's a joke for you. Jock. Let's try again.
Hydro Thunder. Choose your track. Lost Island. Choose your boat.
So Han says N64 version is the best version, but you need the expansion pack. Oh, so you tricked me.
And the torpedo.
I like this one because it looks like this boat looks like a pair of jet skis.
2, 1, go, go, go!
It looks like they were glued together. 2 water bikes.
Time extended.
Miscellaneous likes the color scheme. Neat.
Time extended.
Whoa. Wow.
Time extended.
Did we just capsize that boat? I said the
Time extended.
Selene says, "Oh no, the Taurus." I mean, whoa. Yeah, some of the Midway games, you know, the spectators are not safe. Pedestrians are not safe. In cruising, it's either World or USA. You can totally kill animals like deer that go on the track. You just run into them and they turn into chunks of steak. Essentially, it's pretty pretty brutal, honestly. I'd like to know why I can't seem to rank higher. Gem. I can always try another track. Arctic Circle. Hey, the next one in the series is called Arctic Thunder. She says, "Oh gosh, really, this poor deer." Yeah, it's pretty mean-spirited. Midway games can be pretty mean-spirited. Mr. Tatiana says he remembers that. He thinks elephants poop on you, too. Sounds like someone's fetish. Alright, I think we'll try this track and call it a night. I'm surprised you guys would be able to tolerate such poor playing overall, but maybe I shouldn't get too defensive, because these games are just very difficult in general. Still a neat tour through memory lane, nonetheless. So I'm not sure what I want to do next time. I'm not sure when next time will be. Maybe Thursday? Who knows? Maybe Friday. It's entertaining. Yeah, I think every game in this collection is entertaining in some capacity. And I think I had more fun doing this chronological run than I would have if I just, whoa. If I just did a vote and we only did a few games. It gives you some nice perspective on how technology changes over time. The tugboat did a stunt. That's very improbable. Highly, highly improbable. Oh, that was that. I think I might just call it quits here. Guess I'll do my closing ceremonies. What could I do next? I'm thinking, I mean, let's try to think about some things I did earlier this year. Everybody goes, Orca. Perhaps I could continue with Super Mario World. I'm not sure. Maybe Earthbound. I know part of me wanted to continue with that Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door run that I've really been languishing on lately. That's always a possibility. Since I got my Game Boy player up and coming, I can always try to do some Game Boy games. So I'm not sure. You can always leave a message on Twitter, or I might put up a poll if you have any ideas. But I don't want to go too crazy jumping around in a bunch of RPGs. I think at the moment I want to stick with Earthbound and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. I complete one of them, maybe change to another game. Juan wants Soul Calibur 6 create a character. That's always possible. But remember when I stream, I'm only going to do one console per stream. So I mean, if I'm going to do Super Nintendo one day, I'm not going to switch to Xbox. It's just kind of a pain in the ass to change the consoles, and then in the replay when things get out of sync, it's like, what's the point? But that's always a possibility. I have to definitely lug my Xbox whenever I get it out. It's easier for me to stream things that I have, consoles that I have out. But we could. Why do I get so tired? We could always try that again at some point. I'm not sure. We'll see. I feel like I'm either in an RPG or action game like mood. I think I'm a bit midwayed out at the moment. Does anybody want to throw out any ideas while they're here? Or no? See, Miss Lane says she'd like to see Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Maybe I might do that. I'm not sure. It all depends on what happens on Thursday and Friday. I was trying to see if I could hang out with Saturn those days. It may not happen. So if I can't do that, then I might do Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door next time. But until then, I think I did good here. I think it's time to just wrap it up. So yeah, thanks for joining me, and yeah, just again, thanks for tolerating some what I consider to be generally mediocre playing, even worse than mediocre. But we did get to showcase a nice little history of racing games nonetheless, and Juan's happy, so that's cool. So yeah, we'll leave it out at that. See you all on Twitter and other places. Yeah, thanks for stopping by.